I just finished A Dog's Purpose, and it was so stupid. I mean, so like dog movies are inherently sappy, most of them, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Turner and Hooch is great. Beethoven is great. Old Yeller is great. A lot of these movies are so great, and they're great because dogs are so naturally open and loving creatures. So it's easy to make a sappy, sentimental movie about them. And of course, dogs always die at the end of their movies. Like that's part and parcel of it, right? Because part of owning a dog is having to grieve that dog's death. Like you understand when you get a dog that it's going to die before you do. Like that's part of it, right? They're not great tortoises that live 150 years or whatever. So this movie has a dog that gets reincarnated over and over and over, and at the end of the movie, it makes it back to its original owner, who figures out that it was the original dog. So it ends up becoming this sort of a thing where you basically never have to say goodbye to your dog, where it treats all of the dogs as interchangeable because they're all different incarnations of the same dog, which is, I mean, it's stupid. It's so stupid. And the movie is boring. Like nothing really happens in it. None of the things really have any stakes, even though a lot of dramatic stuff happens. And again, because you're moving through so many dog lifetimes, like everything happens so quickly. So there are literally characters that we're only with for like 7 minutes of screen time, and then it's on to the next dog. So yeah, like it's hard to get attached to anything in here. Like I guess maybe the best thing that could happen in this movie is like that it might remind you of a dog that you had one time that you were sad that it died. I don't know. I don't know why anyone would like this movie. I don't know how it made enough money to make a sequel. I don't know why this book was on the New York Times bestseller list for 20 weeks or whatever. Like none of it makes sense. If you liked this movie, gosh, I would love for you to tell me why. Um, it had Kirby Howell Baptiste, who plays Simone in The Good Place. That was cool. It had the kid who plays Archie in Riverdale. That's cool. It had Dennis Quaid as the older Archie, which I didn't think was good casting until Dennis Quaid acted a little bit, and I was like, oh, I see it. Like it works great. So those parts were cool, I guess. I just hated this. Oh, so dumb. It was like actively offending me. It wasn't as bad as Saving Christmas. Let's not be crazy. But yeah, whew, this is up there. The script didn't make any sense. The logic of what words the dog knew didn't make any sense at all. It meets a donkey on the farm, and the donkey it says, "What is this thing? It looks like a small horse or a big dog." So then for the rest of the movie, it calls it a dog horse, which I guess is supposed to be funny. Except how did it know what a horse was and not what a donkey is? It doesn't make any sense. If it knows one, why doesn't it know the other one? There were all kinds of things like that where, again, there's no rhyme or reason to, why is the dog being reincarnated over and over and over. Again, there's no explanation. And at the end of the movie, it says a dog's purpose is just to be here, as though being present was the point of the movie, but that was not the point of the movie. The whole point of the movie is the dog was constantly trying to get back and find its original owner, Ethan. So it wasn't trying to just be here. It was trying to be with Ethan. So maybe a dog's purpose is to be with Ethan. What happens after Ethan dies? Maybe that's what we find out in the second movie. Gosh, I'm going to have to find out because I'm going to have to watch this stupid movie too. I'm sure it's going to be as stupid as this one. Probably worse. This is the worst. I don't know why this one made me so mad. I mean, Saving Christmas was definitely worse, but I hated this movie. So there you go. A Dog's